It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
So I was not going to do this. I honestly hardly even know how to use TikTok, but I wanted to share my experience working with the Key Look because I recently spoke to another vendor on TikTok that has worked with her, and this is actually the reason that I decided I'm going to share my story because we're connecting the dots, and I'm honestly really disturbed about her actions, not just what I experienced with her, but what I'm sure other people have experienced with her. So to start, I met her in a makeup group, and I had her come on a wedding with me because I needed assistance, and her work looked very nice. And she came, she did a great job, and that first wedding we worked together, she was professional. So I was really happy to find an artist that could potentially assist me with future jobs, especially because her work was so nice. So I put her on probably like 4 or 5 more jobs after that. One of which, the wedding she did on her own, it was another destination wedding. And I do want to reach out to that bride and ask her experience because she stayed the whole wedding. And she told me that she was invited by the bride. So I'm starting to think maybe she wasn't. So the wedding after that, she assisted me at another destination wedding. It was Vermont. And I offered to drive us. We're from Jersey. It's really far. And I didn't want her to have to drive as well. So I offered to drive us both. And we had to share a room. And those of you that are in the makeup industry or a vendor or whatever, you know that sometimes you share rooms with other vendors. And you're just polite and you do what you can to make the other person feel comfortable, even though sometimes it's like awkward because you don't know the person. But anyway, we got to Vermont. And we get to the venue to have like a dinner, and we both order a meal. And right before we're going to leave, she orders like this really expensive meal, an additional meal to bring back to the room, and then tells the server to split the check. So she expected me to pay for half of her additional meal. And I said, no, it's okay. I'll have my own check. And right away, I thought that was like really rude, especially because I just drove us to Vermont. So I'm using my gas money. You don't even have to pay for gas. And you just ordered an additional meal to the room. So that caught me off guard, but I kind of brushed it off and whatever. So we get back to the room. We had to share a king size bed. And she starts smoking weed as I'm laying down getting ready for bed. And like, I have no problem with weed. Like, you want to smoke weed, be my guest, but please do not do it in my bed. And at the same time, she is arguing with her boyfriend on the phone nonstop. And I see a common denominator here because she also claims that the wedding that she crashed, that she was just so distraught over like her boyfriend cheating on her. So clearly they have a lot of issues going on, but she's fighting with him while I'm laying there trying to sleep. So then, like any normal person before bed, you set your alarm on your phone, you put your phone on the end table, and you put it on vibrate so it doesn't ring. No, she doesn't do that. She has 2 cell phones. She put both of these cell phones on my pillow. On my pillow. So all night long, and I wish I was exaggerating. All night long, her boyfriend was calling her every 10 minutes. FaceTime, call, text, every 10 minutes. And she was so high, she just passed out. She didn't even hear a single ring, a single call. So I am literally laying here all night long being woke up by this over and over and over again. My actual head is vibrating because her phones are both on my head. What person thinks that it is okay to put your phones in the bed with you while you're sharing a bed with somebody else? That is honestly so rude. So already I'm just like, I got no sleep that night. And then I had to drive us home the next day, all the way back to Jersey. And I'm thinking to myself, I never want to work with her again. But I have to, because we have 2 more weddings booked and it is way too soon to find another artist. So I just say, I'm going to suck it up. I'm just going to suck it up and do these last 2 weddings. And the final wedding was my cousin's wedding. So I had to just get through it. And I knew her work was beautiful. I'm just like, I knew that the clients wouldn't be disappointed in the work, even if I have to deal with the craziness. So our next wedding is in Pennsylvania, and she does a great job. Everybody looks good. She was fine in front of the clients. We go to leave and I walk out first. So she's behind me and I already had the envelope with all the money from the job. And the bride goes, oh wait, I forgot the tips. And she handed Keziah the money, which she then put in her bag. So we get outside to our cars and I say, oh, do you want to split the tip money up? And she goes, oh no, that's all for me. It was only a $20 bill. And I'm thinking, that is really weird, especially because I didn't get tipped. So why would the bride be giving you a $20 bill when you didn't even do her makeup? But you know what? I am not a confrontational person. And honestly, the tip money is not worth anything. Like, it's not worth a fight. It's not worth drama. It's just not worth it. And as you can see, I'm not a confrontational person. I literally slept on people's cell phones ringing, and I have problems speaking up for myself. So yes, I will admit that. But so I let it go. So I'm about to get in my car and she goes, oh my God, I can't find my cell phone. And I'm like, okay, well, did you leave it in the venue? And she's like, maybe. So she goes back in, she's looking everywhere. She comes out and she's like kind of accusing the bridal party of taking it. She's just like, I don't know. I think they have it. And I'm like, okay, well, I really don't think they have it because they are like super sweet people. So I'm like, let me help you look for it before we go like accusing people of stealing anything. So I looked in her car, I'm looking in her back seat, and then I'm like, well, maybe you put it in your kit like before you packed up and maybe it's in there. So I opened that zipper where she put that tip money and it was $100 bill. So now I caught you in a lie. And at that point, I just pretended I didn't even see it. And I'm like, I am not even going to say anything. And I don't even know if she knows I saw it or not. It was a $100 bill. So now you're lying to me. You've literally treated me like total crap the past 2 weddings we've had. She finds her phone. It was like in her car or something. And we both get in the car and leave. And I'm like, okay, one more wedding to get through, which is my cousin's wedding. She shows up at my cousin's wedding. According to my cousin, I don't remember this part because I was so distraught throughout the morning trying to get everything perfect for her. But, sorry, there's like a fly flying around here. So she wants to play her music, her hype music, which is like very loud rap music. And we have like older people in there and just people that wanted like my cousin's playlist to go on, and she like didn't allow that. This is what my cousin told me. So then I do my cousin's makeup, and at this point, because I have finished all the girls.
Posted the videos because I was ego tripping. I'm not even gonna lie. I was ego tripping. I was asked to leave Tiana's wedding one time, and that's when a coordinator came, and she said, the company would like for you to leave. This was after I came back. So let me also take accountability for coming back. I should have never come back. I felt I took that way too lightly, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have left and went home right after that. Right after the groom said what he said to me, I should have just went home. But I didn't. I came back, and that was where I messed up at. The narrative that's being played around with is that I was asked to leave somewhere multiple times, and people kept telling me to go, but that's not the case. Everybody smiled with me and laughed with me that day. Nobody said to me, "Hey, this is enough. Like, we don't want to do this anymore. Please just leave." it wasn't that. And it just wasn't that. And I would have really, really appreciated if somebody would have just said, it's time for you to go, girl. Like, I don't mind being kicked out of nowhere. I do not mind being kicked out of anywhere. And I feel like at the moment when the groom cursed at me, that's when my ego tripped. At that moment, I felt just a little weak. I'm just like, dang, like, I ain't never had nobody talk to me like this at a wedding. Like, and I also felt like at that moment, it was the perfect opportunity because it was just me, him, and the bride standing there and nobody else around. I feel like it was the perfect opportunity when I asked about the TikTok to say, we don't want to do this anymore. Like, we would just allow a man to disrespect a woman and curse at her in front of me. I just wouldn't do that. And I just felt like so thrilled by the whole thing. So I felt like it was a perfect opportunity to just tell me, hey, like, we don't want to do no TikTok. We don't want to do no TikToks anymore. We just want you to we want to wrap this up. Like, we want to enjoy the rest of our night. So we just want you to leave. You know what I mean? It would have been cool. It was me and the bride and the groom standing there. And I thought that would have just been cool and we could have just left it at that. But to curse at me in that moment, especially when it's all just, for me, it's what y'all see is something different. For me, it's coming out of the blue because I literally been with these people all day.
Do you mind sharing what he actually said? Because you said he cursed at you. So to me, that means that he cussed you out or he said something that was, offensive. What did he actually say?
I walked up to the bride and I said, this was before the reception. I saw everybody just standing around, everybody just, like fraternizing or whatever the case may be. I walked up to the bride and I was like, hey, can we, do this last little, TikTok we've been doing because I told the bride and the bridal party, they all knew that we vlogged the weddings. I told them, I was like, this is something that we do. We're going to be vlogging the weddings. We'll tag you and everything. We'll also do like the My Fiance video, which I posted. I don't know if y'all got a chance to see it, but it came out really, really nice. Everybody looked so nice and it looked like they had so much fun in the video. So the groom, when I walked up to the bride, and I was asked about the TikTok video, he's like, no, like, we're not doing no more TikToks. I was like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. It ain't about nothing. He proceeds to go, yeah, because you're getting on my fucking nerves. And I was just like, wait, hold up. Like, wait, what just happened? And for me, I didn't start, like, breaking down crying in that moment. I did start tearing up. Just because I just didn't expect that. I've never been at a wedding where somebody cursed at me like that. Like, even if you felt like I was being like overbearing, which a lot of people saying I was being overbearing, I was too much in your face. Like, I feel like even if you felt that way, it could have just been a cool, like, we don't want to do this no more. Like, we just want you to leave. I thought that would have been cool, but to say that to me, I just thought that it was just like out of line, out of pocket. Like I'm a vendor just as well as everybody else. Nobody else was being cursed at. I just felt like that. I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve for you to yell in my face and tell me, oh, you getting on my fucking nerves. Like that was just wild to me. It was wild. Like, I get it. Like, he didn't want me there. He didn't like me or whatever the case may be. Like, I get that. I also feel like everybody deserves respect. I feel like everybody deserves respect. I don't think that nobody should be talked to that way, no matter how angry you are. And that's that.
Thank you. Harriet, did you have a quick question before we make it quick before she goes?
I'll just make it really, really quick. My question is, are you willing to consider that some things are just inappropriate to ask, even if someone is going to say yes? For example, asking to change the music. Like, no matter how someone responds to that, are you willing to consider that some things you just shouldn't ask people to do?
Yeah, like, I guess, like, when I said that, I thought of it very lightly. Like, we was playing, like, it was all types of music playing that day. The vibes was going. I feel bad. I felt bad about it. But I just didn't think that was going to harm somebody, just asking to change a song. So I apologize if I overstepped any boundaries when I asked to change a song. I'm sorry about that. That wasn't something that I didn't want nobody to feel away about me asking to change a song. I'm sorry about that.
And also, is it ever okay to film someone's entire wedding? Is there ever a situation where that's okay?
What I usually tell my brides is how I go about when I'm gonna stay at the wedding day. So a lot of times, like for an example, I am going to put out this wedding that I did go to. It's one of my favorite brides. One of my favorite brides that I think that was definitely, was this year or last year? It was definitely this year. It was this year, yeah, because I was short here. She said that it was okay for me to vlog the wedding. Whenever brides tell me that it's okay for me to vlog the wedding, I'll vlog the wedding. If a bride is telling me it's not okay for me to vlog it, I won't vlog it. If you go into my social media, you'll see, like, when I went to Turks and Caicos, you'll see, like, when I went to Italy, I went to a wedding. You'll see when I went to Georgia, like, and how I interacted with them. I try to put these things out there so people can know, like, this is how she is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't ever want to bamboozle somebody and thinking that they're getting something that they're not going to get. I want you to know who I am from the forefront. I don't want you to be trying to guess and figure out, like, what to expect from this guy. I don't want nobody to think that.
What I saw real quickly, like, maybe a lot of people are concerned about you being in the aisle. Like, when, for this particular wedding, when you were taking it, like, it seemed...
So there was a gate in back of me. There was a very long gate in back of me, and there was nothing there. So the aisle came this way, and then it curved that way. Mm. So on the side of me was I think it was like the coordinators. I think it was all the coordinators, photographers, and everybody was standing all in the same place. And everybody all of the vendors had their phones out, because that's what usually happens at weddings. Usually in the background. And a lot of times we film the ceremony. A lot of vendors do it, though. Wedding planners do it, photographers do it, videographers do it. It's not something that's not common. It's not an uncommon thing in the wedding industry.
Okay. Last question. Chantel, did you have something before
yeah.
I allow them to? Does anyone have a conversation?
Yes, I had something. One, you do great work. I'm very appreciative of your work. I think you do a phenomenal job. So, kudos to you. I really like your demographic and what you offer. I do think that going, like, not even coming off like that you're a makeup professional, but what I was speaking about before you joined the live is that I just feel in my spirit that you might be, going, and I don't know if this is true. This is me extending,
Real quick, Chantel, real quick.
If you were like going through anything, because that's what I picked up. And I was more so just defending the fact that maybe you weren't in the right like headspace while you were at these, I guess, these last couple of jobs. And that's why your perception of what is going on around you might be skewed or was off, or you weren't sharp as you normally are because you're going through things behind the scene. I didn't know if that was true, but I'm asking now.
So Chantel, there is many times where I'm at a wedding and I pick up on something and I'm like, I gotta get up out of here. My team will tell you, there's times where I pick up on something and I'll be like, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to wrap it up. And I know when it's those moments. It's anytime I might get like an awkward stare from somebody, or I might hear like a really fake laugh, or I might see like something that's just like really uncomfortable happening, or maybe somebody not feeling what's going on. A lot of times I will pick up on those things. But then I had this situation that just happened at this 9/7 wedding where now I feel like I can't even tell no more. I can't tell if I'm really supposed to be here or I'm not. I can't tell if these people really want me around or if I don't. I just don't. This wedding I feel like this wedding right here has skewed my thoughts on now what I think. I think that now when I walk into a wedding, I don't even know like how I'm gonna act. I don't know if I'm gonna be on a fence and want to just be closed off now and not be so bubbly. Like I don't know what that's gonna look like for me moving forward, because this wedding has literally pivoted my entire view of what I've been seeing for the last 5 years.
I mean, do you think that that's necessarily a bad thing? I feel that maybe, and not to say that you do bad work, but maybe you can like change your, have some like, okay, this didn't work, so maybe we can go back to the drawing board with my like how I conduct myself as a business owner or whatever, like a paper, hey, this is what I do as a makeup artist. Are you okay with these things before you guys actually come to their wedding? Because tensions are high, emotions are high. So maybe there's like something that you can provide to your bride beforehand to say like, hey, this is, so they don't feel pressured to do anything in the moment. And you could just have like a checklist of like, oh, okay, she did say that this would be okay to do, so I know I'm okay to do it because I have it like in paperwork or like something like that.
So sometimes, Chantel, like sometimes, I don't know if y'all saw my story, but there was a bride who I had reached out to, and I asked her, and I said, oh, like, would it be okay? I think I was just telling you about this bride. Her name was Ashley. I hit up Ashley, and I was like, well, is it okay? We found content. We got a few ideas that we want to share. Ashley hit me back, and she's like, well, I'm not really a big TikTok person, but you can get with my maid of honor, and we could go through some things that you want to do. I went and talked with her maid of honor, and we went and was able to schedule those things out. So most times we're able to do that with our brides. And then sometimes when we at weddings, we just thinking on our feet. We just like, oh snap, like maybe we should get this content. Maybe this would be a cool TikTok to do. And most of the time, if I can't read minds. So if somebody isn't telling me like, no, I don't want to do this, and they're telling me yes, I don't know. If somebody's telling me yes, but they want me to think it's a no, I don't know how to do that. I think that'll be hard for a lot of us to do. Somebody's telling us yes, but we got to believe that they're saying no. I think it's anybody to do. Like, that's a tough thing to be able to do. You really got to be able to like read a mind. And I don't think any of us are equipped to be able to do that. So
and that's what
we're just thinking on our feet. Sometimes we're just thinking on our feet and we're like, oh, this would be a cool idea, which is what happened at Kiana's wedding when we talked about the fiance TikTok. It was something that I thought about on my feet. I told them, I was like, I was thinking about this TikTok. I thought it would be really cool if y'all did it. Everybody was like, oh, like it'll be fun. And if y'all saw the videos, it looked like everybody had fun in that TikTok. And if they didn't want to film that, I just wish somebody would have just said no, because no. Like, I'm okay with somebody saying no to me. That's fine. Like, you're going to get no's in life. That's life.
She's not a big content girl. Some people actually found her Instagram today and saw that she really doesn't, that was disappointing as well, but she really doesn't like post a lot. She's very reserved and like to herself. So she's not the type of person that would probably want a million TikToks.
Yeah. Justin really wasn't putting 2 and 2 together. Way overstayed or welcome. And then they said they want to know about when she hugged you during the first look.
Yeah, so the first look was weird. It was in the hallway, and me and Rachel helped the bride get dressed. So we were not in front line of bridesmaids. You can see that we're behind, and we are facing the other door from where the bride is coming in. And she was standing right there, dead center of that door. And so that's why she's in all the pictures, because the photographer and the videographer were tucked into an alcove or out the other door on the side, shooting diagonally. And we were in the middle, and the bride was coming in the opposite door from where the makeup artist was. But once the bride came in, she ran over into the group of bridesmaids and was doing the whole crying, hugging thing with us. So again, it's all stuff that was, it's a little bit overstepping, and it didn't really strike us as being weird until it kept going on. And then she had to be asked to leave.
I see. And people are asking why the videographer and photographer didn't ask her to move. I would presume it's because they probably assumed that she was content. That's what I'm thinking. That she was like hired content creator. But I don't know. Not a videographer, photographer.
I think they were kind of over it as well. But again, she's there. You would think she's there with the bride's request. So I think they also don't want to overstep, because this is somebody the bride hired. And even if you don't love the other vendors that are there, you're not going to cause problems with them, because that reflects badly on you professionally.
Toast, they're saying they love your profile. I did.
Oh, thank you.
And everyone's saying, "Oh, why didn't you ask them to leave?" They all asked the girl to leave multiple times. There was like
Groom's
12
mom
people.
asked.
Bride mom, wedding planner, the bridesmaids. Multiple people told the doll to leave. She wasn't budging. She was gonna eat her steak and fish.
And I said too, I think people joined since then, but like, we obviously didn't want to cause a physical or verbal altercation. It's still a wedding day, and it was still our best friend's day. And we didn't want to have that look badly on us either. And as you saw, like, she did cry. So we're not going to make her do that again. But
I saw people asking about, did the bride ask her to stay? And our understanding of it is that after she got spoken to by the groom and got upset, she was crying. And of course, she went up to the bride, and the bride basically said, "I'm sorry that you're upset." She was comforting her in that way, being like, "Oh, I'm really sorry you're sad. No, I don't have a problem with you." She's the type of person, she would have been fine with her coming to the cocktail party and having a drink and having some apps and whatever. It's just that she wanted to keep filming content. So the groom was over it, and the bride said, "I'm really sorry that you're upset. You're leaving. I'm sorry that you're sad." And then she left and talked herself into coming back. And the bride was like, "I don't know why she did that. I have no idea why she came back."
I see. And then we have, I think, another bridesmaid. Her name is Yaya M.
Yes.
If you want to come on the live, speak your piece, you're more than welcome to. We're just trying to understand what's going on because this whole situation is very bizarre. And I'm actually very glad everybody's on the same page that she's a nutcase. Was she in the aisle? Both of the bridesmaids are saying yes, she was in the aisle. That same purview that we saw, that's where she was.
we're also very happy that everyone's on the same side. Obviously, this would have been a lot harder if we weren't trying to explain what happened. But came off in the videos. Sorry?
I don't think she's sitting at the wedding.
No, she's standing
fully
up.
standing.
She was directly in the middle of center of the aisle towards the back wall. So she was standing right in the middle the whole time. That's why you can tell from the angle in her videos. That's why she's filming their ceremony. Which, the other thing, the ceremony, Rachel said, there was supposed to be no phones at all. So the fact that she posted the audio of their vows, the video of them getting married, the video of them jumping the broom, everything is such an invasion. That should not be anywhere online. That's very disappointing to see.
You are right about that. The press teacher is coming on. She is the brother's sister. So the bride's sister-in-law. Hello, the press teacher.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We have the podium on the press teacher.
Yes. Thank you guys for all the support. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. It was just such a bizarre experience because we genuinely were having a good connection with the makeup artist and her team. We were having a vibe earlier in the day and they were really talented. So it was such a blindside to see her make a 3-part series when we felt we were so nice and so kind and vibing so well up until we weren't. I mean, my brother's not a content creator type. He's a pretty private guy. And he was made aware of that early on in the day. He's not, both of them, honestly, as couples, they're not the types to always want their photos taken or things like that. Of course, they were super excited for their wedding day. So my brother did anything his wife wanted him to do. But it's not really his nature to be making content and things like that. So at a certain point, it was just enough is enough already.
Understandable. And I'm going to echo what the other 2 bridesmaids have said, that you guys did ask her, hey girl, the road jack, you don't got to go home, you can't stay here. And then 2, she's drinking y'all's Bellini, y'all's Prosecco, y'all's Vodka at the cocktail hour. 3 seconds at dinner. This isn't making sense.
The bride and her family, in our family, we're all one family now, they're such generous, kind people. They would never want this person who they hired to feel unwelcomed. And we were vibing. It was just, at a certain point, it was just like, if you want to be here and enjoy this moment, let's do it. But the cameras need to go down because it's really just not their style. They were just so excited to be married and with each other. And then this third person was there constantly in their space. So that was a little disheartening, and especially exposing them before they even got a chance to share their own content if they chose to, or they're still not even married 1 week yet. So
Exactly. They're on their honeymoon, enjoying their life, and then here comes MUA.
And I will say, for those asking about the lighter, my brother is a cigarette smoker, and bumming cigs and taking lighters off a cigarette smoker on his wedding day is just not the vibe.
I am right there with you, because all the comments were like, oh, where are these bridesmaids? Get up. Y'all asked the girl, you gotta go. But she wasn't taking the cues.
And to be honest, she was in some special sacred places that we weren't even privy to because we didn't belong in those spaces. So we weren't even there to tell her she shouldn't have been there because even we didn't belong there. So there were some moments where us bridesmaids had other responsibilities or other places we were meant to be. And we didn't realize that she was intruding on such intimate moments because they were meant to be intimate moments.
Oh, yes, because she did end up in the bridal suite, we heard.
Yes.
Because he said it, we didn't hear. Did they ask her to move out of the first look photo?
Yeah. She's showing images and video and audio that no one has seen before. The couple hasn't even heard their vows back yet. So that was wild for it to come across people's FYP that we know personally. So
yeah. The bridesmaids have also said in sneak peeks right after the wedding, 2 or 3 days before, 2 or 3 days after the wedding, and they said that they can't see her in those sneak peeks. So I presume she will be in a decent amount of photography.
Her team didn't stay. It was just her. The rest of the team left at their contracted time.
Yeah, there was a hairstylist at the venue that came from the hotel, but she left at her contracted time of 5 p.m. It was just the one makeup artist who stayed. There was, I did see a comment about the artist bringing up a race thing, and obviously that was not the reason at all, and I just want to get that point across. All of the hairstylists, all of the makeup artists were Black women, as the bride was a Black woman. That wasn't an issue, and that was also really upsetting to see too.
Yeah, there were other vendors as well, so that's a little misleading to think that she was the only Black person or Black-owned business that was hired for this event, because that's not true.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my homeboy Lucky Wizard Deals that keeps it lit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section, man. Hit the link down below. We got Opulence Scents. I don't know, man. We got HiveMindLabs.com. I'm tripping. HiveMindLabs.com. Super fat burners, man. Use the discount code everydaypj at checkout. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video, man. Check out Opulence Scents in the link down below in the description. Get you a candle. Okay? Hit those links, man. Tell your boy what you think about it now. Before we get into it, I messed up, big dog. I messed up. My sound was muted, so I had a lot to say about the situation. So I'm just try to go through with everything that I think that I remember I said and get to talking about it. Okay, and you know, she was so passive and non-confrontational, but like I could not understand how unconfrontational she was, and it was really to the point where it was getting annoying. Like, how do you let this woman leave the phone on the bed and it's just vibrating all night? It would have ended that phone would have ended up between the couch and the wall somewhere. Like, was there not a cot? Was there not a a pull-out bed? Like, why are we sleeping on the same bed? You know, when they say the wedding was in Vermont, and I'm thinking like, some country hometown looking thing. It just doesn't. I don't think they have like nice Hilton hotels or something. I don't know. And then she's smoking weed in the hotel. Like, is she smoking weed in the hotel, or did she step out but she said she was smoking it in there. So it's like, I don't know. But that's the first, and then the fact that she got the tip and she didn't I don't give a damn if it was $20. Split it with me. Like, I helped you get this. I'm drive us down here. Hell, at least be like, you can have the 20 for gas. Like, you didn't chip in on the gas or anything. It's just crazy that the non-confrontation. She took non-confrontation to a whole nother level. And then the brides, we got to hear from the bridesmaids, and we got to see the brides' words. The bride was like, it was one, the overstepping the boundaries. Then it was the videos that came out, and you didn't like. It was just all that. Man, it's sad because I said so much in the midst of watching these videos, and I didn't even realize my mic is on. So I'm really upset right now, and I don't even know if I could just. I don't even really want to continue, but yeah, I think we all got the same idea from all this information that has came out. It's like we think the makeup artist is loony. The key look, she takes no accountability for anything that has happened, and is given narcissism. But then like she didn't take none of the hints, like all the hints from the fiance or the husband. She didn't take no hints when he cussed her out. It's like, yo, that should have been enough to be like, nah, I'm not even, it's time for me to go. Like she didn't take none of those hints. You know what I'm saying? She was all in the important parts of the wedding. She was filming all that stuff, and then she released it. And those are times when you have times like that, you don't want to be all up in people's business and sharing it for the world to see, because that's stuff that they want to keep intimate and for them. Like before social media, if you wasn't at the wedding, you don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what people want to know. Like if you wasn't there, don't worry about it. Just know that that's my partner for life, and we had a good time. Sorry that you couldn't make it, but being shared on social media is crazy, you know? So I think we all in agreement that the lady overstepped her boundaries. She still don't take full accountability, and it's real annoying at this point. Everybody, the maid of honors, and they couldn't really say much because they didn't want to overstep their boundaries, of course, because it's somebody else's wedding and somebody else hired them. But I mean, if it was my wedding and my sisters was there, that somebody would have been, it would have been some furniture moving, because Shawty wouldn't need security. She would have been, hey, look, you all in these spaces, man, you need to move around. But even the bridesmaids wasn't in some of these spaces. So how did you get that film footage and you released it? That's crazy. So again, I had a lot to say. I'm so upset, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get it together. This won't happen again. Everyday people, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.